Our book of the week this week is Looking Back, the autobiography of writer Ashley Turner. This week, Ashley moves to the big city. After finishing college, I knew that I would have to leave the small town I loved and move to the big city to find work. It wasn't something I was looking forward to. I've always felt so at home at Rockford Falls. Some people thought my hometown was remote and dull, and I watched my friends gradually move away one by one. Now, my turn had come. I knew moving to the big city was going to be an enormous change. Little did I know how big the change would be. I arrived by train in early July. After the peace and quiet in Rockford Falls, everything in the city seemed to be trying to get my attention. It was something I found very hard to get used to. I slept badly, and I was easily woken by everything from a cab horn to people shouting to each other across the street. No sooner would I get back to sleep than something else would wake me up. I don't think I slept in four and more hours straight for the first 2 months I was there. Still, in the beginning, I was confident that I could make it work. I was young and in good health, and I was sure I had the energy to deal with whatever the city threw at me. I got a job in an office downtown, and I would commute every day. The train was noisy and packed with people. This was something that very quickly started to affect my mood. Rarely did I make it to the office without some kind of delay or incident along the way. Everything was so hectic, and everyone seemed to be in a hurry to get somewhere. I often wondered what was so important or so urgent that there was no time to be polite to the people around you. But that's just how it was. And I would arrive at the office already stressed. Once I was at the office, things would get better. The work was easy enough, and the people I worked with were supportive and tried their best to help me settle in. They made suggestions for places to visit to get to know the city. But at the end of the working day, the last thing I wanted to do was face the crowded streets again and go sightseeing. The streets seemed a dangerous place to be, and the local TV news would report more crime every day than happened in 6 months back in Rockford Falls. I would lock the door and work on my writing, trying my best to block out the city around me. I used my writing as an escape. And looking back now at my notebooks from the time, they are full of descriptions from the picturesque hills around Rockford Falls and the slow pace of life in that sleepy little town. I guess it was my way of escaping. After a month of this, I realized that it was really beginning to affect me. I was depressed, and I knew that I would have to leave unless I invested more time and energy in adjusting to big city life. So I took the advice of my coworkers and I started to explore parts of the city I didn't see on my daily commute. I would do a stop on the subway that I didn't know, leave the station, and walk around for an hour or two. Gradually, I stopped seeing the city as a one big place and started to see the lively neighborhood that together made up the city. It was here that I could see the people standing on the street corner passing the time of day, or find a people's small park to sit and watch what was going on. The traffic was still there. The noise was still there. But gradually I became to hear less. But slowly I became to hear less and to see the people behind all the activity. One day, I realized I had written a story that was set entirely in the city in one of the small neighborhoods that I had discovered while exploring. Only then did I know that I had truly arrived.